There's a Yoruba song I grew up hearing back in church in Nigeria. And it goes like this. Ṣe ma dúpẹ́, ṣe ma yìn ọ́, àìníye lóore Jésù, ṣe ma dúpẹ́ o Baba. For my non-Yoruba speakers, here is the translation in English. I'm grateful for God's uncountable blessings in my life. This song is such a good song on gratitude, but for some reason, we decided to add on a second stanza or a bridge to the song. And it goes like this. Ṣíbí ilé mi ò gbọ́ludé, òkú Èkó kò tán lọ́bẹ̀, ìyá ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ò wá sínwó, òré Jésù ṣe láyé mi ò ṣe ni máa dúpẹ́ o Baba. The literal translation of this second stanza is, the spoons in my home are not on vacation. We have fish to eat, even though it's considered the worst kind of fish. And the creditors for the cheap food we bought on credit, they haven't come to harass us to pay our debts. Because of this, Lord, we are grateful. Now, don't get me wrong, gratitude is a beautiful thing. But what happens when we start defining the goodness of God only by what we survive? What happens when we start normalizing lack and calling it faith? You see, many of us were raised in an environment where survival and at best having just enough was the goal. Environments where gratitude was tied simply to getting by. Messages like the one in this song, though heartfelt, can unintentionally train us to settle, to fear abundance, or to think that dreaming big with money means we're ungrateful. Going back to our text for this series, in Proverbs 23 verse 7, as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. The Bible reminds us that our thoughts are powerful. What we think about our money, whether from culture, from church, or childhood, they shape our relationship with it. So let me ask you, what were the money messages you grew up with? What did you hear? What did you see? What did you experience when you were young? Were you taught that money is evil? That having just enough for you and your immediate family is a spiritual virtue? Or that as long as you're not being chased by debt collectors, you should be content? Unfortunately, these messages don't just stay in our childhood. They show up in adulthood. They show up in our decisions, in our goals, in our giving, in our saving. And guess what? They show up even in our marriages. Here is where it gets real. Many couples don't realize that their money arguments are actually mindset clashes. One person is driven by fear, maybe because they saw lack while they were growing up. The other spouse is casual with money because they believe that God will make a way, like their parents always said. Neither mindset is completely wrong, but they were formed without much intentionality. And when two people bring two different money mindsets into one marriage, without talking about it, conflict is inevitable. You see, we need to start asking better questions. Questions like, what money messages did I grow up hearing? How are they influencing my decisions today? Do they align with the future that I want? That's what mastering your money mindset is all about. Because if we don't confront the stories we've believed, we'll keep repeating cycles that don't reflect where we are or what God intends for us. Now, if you're raising kids, please be intentional about the money messages that your kids are soaking in. You see, faith, abundance, stewardship, contentment, these are not opposites. They can coexist nicely. Okay, let me leave you with this. If you find yourself feeling guilty when you desire more, if you find yourself arguing over money without understanding why, or you're playing small with your financial goals, even though you know you're capable of more, then it may be time to renew your mind. Not just your habits, but your mindset. Your money mindset encompasses how you think and what you believe is possible for you, for your family, and for your future. Let's talk about this. What's a money message you grew up with that you're now rethinking? Drop it in the comments. Let's start on learning together.